It's over for you.
I know that. Whatever you think's over for me was over a long time ago.
I guess start off by telling me some of the inspiration for this. It kind of feels like Antonioni's Mad Max.
I don't really know what it. I mean, you know, I always fear that it sounds disingenuous when I say this, but I have always been very aware of the fact that you put cars in the desert and that I'm drifting into the world of Mad Max, or I'm drifting into the world of the Western or the road movie or the. But as soon as I start getting into it and start writing, I try to push all of that stuff aside because my aspiration is to make a movie that feels fresh and unusual. So I actually don't ever really do much thinking about what its touchstones are or its influences.
There's a challenge in playing these parts that it's a very minimal film. Is that an easier thing to get in the character for, or is it trickier?
I mean, it depends on the character you're playing and the dialogue you have in whichever film that you happen to be in. But I personally really enjoy the minimalist kind of work. As you can see, I can't speak properly, so the less speaking I do, the better, generally. And particularly, you know, in this kind of film with David's sort of style, you know that every move you make, every kind of look that you do is going to be captured and well sort of, you know, realised. So you feel like you're in great hands in being able to be as silent and as physical as you need to be.
As far as your performance, it's a very transformative role. What do you look at to build that on, or does it just come naturally?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know, just on the page. I mean, I thought it's one of my favourite scripts I'd read ever, and I kind of had an immediate connection to it, and then also voice quite. I mean, as soon as I started reading it, the way it was written, you kind of wanted to say it out loud. I thought it was very poetic and stuff, and yeah, kind of. I guess it kind of came. The voice came quite naturally. I mean, you kind of develop a rest of performance to accommodate the voice.
You've also got this beard in this movie, which is a very impressive beard.
Thank you.
It almost reminded me of like a Terry Gilliam beard. When you look different than you are in everyday life, does that help you just become the character?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything to do with costume or your hair or facial hair or makeup or even, you know, the surrounding kind of landscape, all adds to the world that you're entering, and it just means less work, I suppose. You know, not to suggest that I'm lazy, but the less that you feel like you're doing in order to convince yourself that you are that character, then the more you are just that character. So, and this was a particular, you know, David had a particular sort of look in mind, and we talked about that, and it really just felt right for this role. Yeah.
What did you have these guys do to build the relationship before the camera started rolling?
I mean, it's kind of as simple as just introducing them to each other. I mean, the characters in the film don't know each other very well. So, but having said that, you know, they're professional actors who need to work together a lot over the course of a couple of months, and so you want them. You know, I just hoped that they would like each other, because being out where we were, as grueling and as remote as it was, if they didn't like each other, it would have been a pretty tough experience.
Such a shame we didn't.
You don't learn to fight, your death's gonna come real soon. You never stop thinking about a life you've taken. What's the price you pay for taking it?
I'm still in control here.
What's he doing?
He ain't giving up.
Start talking to me!
What are things to get worked up about in this day and age?
There's no harm God won't see me come to.
God feels nothing for you. The only thing that means anything right now is that I'm here. And he's not.